Hi, Greyhounds. We're back with story time. Today we have a silly, somewhat serious and somewhat silly book. And then we have a serious but a very heartwarming book. And that's the one I'm going to start with first. This is based on a true story. It's called The Catman of Aleppo. And it's the story of a man who drove an ambulance in Syria, a country far away. And there was fighting and battles and a war in Syria, and a lot of people left. They're called refugees when they go to a different country because they can't live in the country that they're in anymore. And so when a lot of people left, he was left behind to care for people since he was an ambulance driver. He discovered that there were lots and lots of cats without any homes, without anyone to take care of him. So this is his story of how he helped, oh my goodness, hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of cats, and then other animals and people too. So it is written by Irene Latham and Kareem Shamshi Basha, and it's illustrated by Yuko Shimizu. And on this slide, I have his picture in real life because it really is based on a real man, the Catman of Aleppo. And if you ever check this one out, I want you to see that there's a letter from him to the readers. His name is Muhammad Allah Ajalil. And so there's his picture on the slide, and it's about his love for cats. I'll go ahead and read this. It says, Dear reader, this is a story about cats and war and people, but most of all, it is a story about love. Because of my love for cats, I'm now helping all kinds of animals, as well as people and children, orphaned from the war that gripped my country of Syria for 7 long years. Generous people from everywhere are helping me support and improve my community. We now have an orphanage caring for many children and clinics and shelters helping many animals. You can help too. Remember, both people and animals suffer pain and all of them deserve compassion. Together we can make the world a better place. So he loves cats, he loves animals, he loves all kinds, he loves people. How many of you love cats? We have any cat lovers out there? How about dog lovers? I do like, I've never had a cat, but I do like some cats, and I can see why some of you love your cats. So here we go with our story. Allah loves his city of Aleppo. He loves its narrow alleys and covered bazaars selling pistachios, jasmine soap, and green za'atar. He loves the boiled corn and dried figs offered on the street. Most of all, he loves the people of Aleppo. They are gentle, polite, and loving, like him. So Aleppo is a big city in Syria, and look how it looked before there was fighting. And so there would be marketplaces, and people look happy, and they're buying things at the festivals and marketplaces. And there is Muhammad. There is Allah. Pardon me. Even when war comes to Aleppo, Allah doesn't flee like so many others. So, looks like there's fighting out in the streets, a battle, and look at him, bombing, and he's so upset by it. And that's when most people fled the city. He continues his work as an ambulance driver. He swerves through rubbled streets and carries the wounded to safety. He comforts and holds them. Allah has a big heart, and look at him driving his ambulance and helping out wounded people. I'm so grateful that we have peace in the United States. Yes, I'm so grateful for that. Allah's work is important, but he misses his loved ones. Where are they now? Are they safe? He misses the way things used to be before the war. Aleppo's city center no longer echoes with the rich, exciting sounds of copper pot pounding and traditional sword sharpening. His neighborhood is empty. So look at him there in his ambulance. Looks like there's still turmoil. Looks like the city isn't safe yet. And he wants to help out however he can. Except for the many cats left behind. Oh, the abandoned cats roam crumpled buildings and prowl filthy alleyways for food. Their homes have been destroyed, And now no one is left to love them and stroke their backs. No one is there to give them food and water. The cat's lonely, confused faces remind Allah of the loved ones he has lost. So many goodbyes, so many people he hasn't been able to help. So many days he feels lonely and confused too. And you see how, not everyone left, but a lot of people left, and see the cats, they've got no one to care for them. Thank goodness they have a loving man like Allah. On his way home from work, Allah stops the ambulance. Two cats call out to him from the branches of an ancient olive tree. Do you see them? I see one. Oh, and I see the other one there too. Do you see them? They're calling out to them. Do you imagine how they sound? Would they go meow? Or would they make a strong meow or a soft one? How would they call out to him? Three more peek from a Syrian juniper tree. Oh my goodness. So 2 plus 3 equals 5. Allah's big heart swells with love for them. Bombs may still fall, and his loved ones may never come back to Aleppo, but there's something he can do. He can look after the cats. After his shift the next day, Allah uses the little money he has to buy fresh meat. When he unwraps the meat, the cats raise their heads and sniff the air. They are extra hungry. And he starts to call to them. Ta'i ata ata, Allah calls, which means, here, kitty kitty, in English. A dozen cats rush toward him, their tails high. He gives them bits of meat and talks softly to them. The cats chew and purr, purr and chew. Soon their bellies are full, and so is Allah's heart. He smiles and pets the cats, and they love him back. Aw. So he's look at them, he's calling to them, and they start to run to him. And some other helpers are calling them to them too. Calling them. Oh my goodness, you think he's going to have just a couple cats around him or a whole bunch? Did you say whole bunch? Raise your hand if you did. Oh, or just shout it out. Oh my goodness. Look at all those cats. Would you love to be surrounded by that many cats? How many wouldn't quite like it? That would be too overwhelming. How about you? Would you like it? Okay. Allah brings meat and water for the cats every day. A dozen turns into 20, and 20 turns into 50. He can no longer care for the cats alone. I need a place to keep them safe, Allah tells his remaining neighbors. Together we can save them all. How do you think he can save them all? How is he going to have money to feed all those cats and find homes for them and take care of them? Remember, he's all the way on the other side of the world. Do you think he can write people letters? Can you think of anything faster than writing letters? What's faster than sticking a letter in the mail? Email? Email sure gets things to people really quickly, doesn't it? Or the internet, maybe put something on Facebook. Whoa. Here's an illustration of what happens. Look, he gets on his phone. He sends emails. And those people email people, and those people email people, and he's asking people all over the world for help. See the like symbols? I think they were liked on Facebook or other social media. Oh my goodness, or on Twitter. And they start telling people, he says, hey, all these hundreds and thousands of cats are here, and they're homeless. They need help. They need food. Word spreads and volunteers arrive. Donations pour in from many different countries. Everyone wants to help the cats of Aleppo. That is wonderful, I think. Allah collects enough money to buy a building with a shaded courtyard. He names his sanctuary the House of Cats Ernesto in memory of a friend's beloved cat. Soon cats are everywhere. Orange cats, striped cats, white cats, gray cats, and black cats. For every cat, there's a dish of food and a bowl of water. Now when people must leave Aleppo, they bring their cats to Allah before they go. So he's got a place for them? Oh my goodness. And I bet you he makes sure that they don't have kittens and baby kittens, because there'd be way too many cats there. So they take care of that. And he has a place for them to live, and a place with lots of trees and food. I bet you they have veterinarians that stop by and take care of them too, don't you? Because they need vets. And now there's a plan. If someone has to leave, they know that Allah is going to make sure they're taken care of, that the cats are taken care of. Hope and love fill people's hearts when they learn about the sanctuary's success, and they send more money. With so much support, Allah is able to rescue the other animals too. And look at that dog right there. That reminds me of a dog I had named Graham, who is so lovable and sweet, so cute. Oh my goodness, sheep. There's another dog. Look, even monkeys. So he's taking care of lots of animals. What about you all? Do you think that you'd be able to take care of cats or other animals? Would you find a way? What would you do? Oh my goodness, those are a lot of animals, but he has found a way for them to be taken care of. I think that calls for lots of people. I think it's not just one person to be able to care for all of them. Do you think that a lot of people have to chip in? I sure think so. I think it has to be a lot of people organizing and giving their time and their money and their talents. He even builds a playground for the children still living in Aleppo because remember, some things were torn up, and so he's building a beautiful playground for them. He sure seems like a caring man. It looks like a really neat playground to me. He helps to dig a well so everyone can have fresh water. He distributes fruit, mamoul, and barazak cookies to the people he meets. Oh, so there he is, still surrounded by cats and kids. Allah's big heart is happy. All he did was love the cats, and the love multiplied and multiplied again. He still misses his loved ones and the way Aleppo used to be before the war, but now Allah is known around the world as the Catman of Aleppo. Allah loves his city of Aleppo. He hopes one day soon its bazaars selling pistachios and jasmine soap will return, and he can enjoy boiled corn and dried figs. Meanwhile, he loves the sanctuary's courtyard filled with fat, sleepy-eyed cats. There's no place he'd rather be. Wow. He's still staying there and helping out all the animals and people. So if you ever check this book out, there's a letter from Irene, who is the author, who helped tell his story. There's a letter from Kareem, who is also another author of the story, and then from the illustrator. And then on the first page was a letter from Allah. So lots of letters you can read, so you can learn a little bit more about it. And then look on the last page, there are doves flying by, and a dove is a symbol of peace. So there's now peace in Syria, a lot more peace than before he all started all this with the cats. So I'm glad that it has a happy ending with the cats, and I'm so grateful for a man like him. I hope you enjoyed this story. Please let me know your thoughts, what you think. We're totally going to switch gears here. Are you ready? Not so serious of a story, but maybe at the beginning. It's called The First Day Critter Jitters, and it is by Jory John. And I bet you guys know Jory John. And I just had another story time. He wrote The Bad Seed and The Cool Bean and Couch Potato. Oh, he's written all kinds of books. This one is illustrated by Liz Climo. Now, I know it's not the first day of school, but maybe you can remember back. Were you nervous about the first day of school? Were you nervous about the first day of kindergarten or first grade? Raise your hand. Even if you know you love BES, raise your hand. If you sometimes get the jitters, like, oh, how's it going to go? Am I going to like my teachers? Going to like me? How about people? Am I going to make friends? I think everyone has those questions. So here we go. First day critter jitters. So look at the cover. I kind of told you a little bit, didn't I? Kind of ruined that. I see, yikes, sigh, gulp. What do you think the story's going to be about? Who are the characters? What's going to happen? What do you think? Okay, let's see if you're right or not. First day critter jitters. Oh, look at that sloth. Am I nervous about the first day of school? I mean, sure. After all, have you ever seen how slowly sloths walk? Like, I probably should have left yesterday. So he's worried he's not going to walk fast enough. And he's worried that he's going to get to school and he's going to be in trouble. Trust me, you don't want to be late on the first day of school. And because it took him so long to get there, he's afraid he's going to have to write on the board, I will get to school on time. I will get to school. And he says, how many more times do I have to write this? And the teacher says, 998. Whoa, that's quite a consequence, isn't it? Do you think your teacher would make you write that 998 times? No, our teachers aren't going to make you do that. Poor Sloth. He's got some worries. Look at this snake. What could he possibly have jitters about? Why am I pacing back and forth? I'll tell you why. I literally spent all of last night and this morning trying to get a backpack onto my body. Guess what? It didn't work, dude. Oh my goodness, he's worried about not being able to fit a backpack on him. That seems like a silly worry, but that's what he's concerned about. So it's not silly to him. Here's his daydream. Oh, how will I carry my art supplies? Where will I put my stuff? And everyone else has their backpack, and he's gulping because he wasn't able to get his backpack to school because he's got no arms or legs to keep it on with. Oh my goodness, here's a mouse. Why am I so anxious? Because they're bigger than me. Who's they? All of them. Who do you mean, mouse? Oh, these people all with their backpacks. And there's little tiny mouse going gulp. I think they say gulp a lot because sometimes people gulp when they're nervous. They go and they swallow when they're nervous. Do you gulp when you're nervous? I don't know that I do very often. They do. Oh, look at the kangaroo. Am I tense? Yeah, I haven't really spent a great deal of time outside of the pouch. His mama's pouch, because remember, kangaroos carry their babies in pouches. To be quite honest, so this is going to be new for me. Also, I'm cold and I miss my mom. In his daydream, maybe next year I'll be ready. And he can't go in the school. He's too afraid to go in the school. So he made a sand sculpture of his mama and he's hiding there. That's some sad stuff. Look at the shovels for her ears. I think that's cute, though. Were you too afraid to enter the building the first day? Look at this parrot. What could his worry be? I'm feeling skittish. Here's why. I have a tendency to repeat things that other animals say. Like one time somebody said to me, please stop talking just this once. And then I kept repeating, please stop talking just this once. Please stop talking just this once. Please stop talking just this once. Please stop talking. And I have a feeling that's not going to fly at school. He just pictures saying over and over, you cut in line, you cut in line, you cut in line. Hey, you cut in line. Because he's yelling at him for cutting in line. He just repeats it over and over and over. He thinks he's going to be so annoying. Oh my goodness. He's afraid that he won't be able to close his mouth for a while and stop talking. Do any of you have that problem? Being able to close your mouth for a long period of time and listen instead of talking? Anybody? Thanks for being honest. If that's you, may not be you. Oh my goodness, it looks like a mole of some sort. I worry that I won't be able to see the chalkboard. How big are chalkboards, by the way? So he's afraid he won't be able to see. And look at all the squiggles on the chalkboard. And he's going, I can't read it. And over here's a bear. Me? Well, as you can see, I'm not coming out. Can't I just dream about school instead? He's not even going to come out of his bed. And that rabbit, back to that rabbit. I have a lot of energy, like a lot of energy. So what if I'm in class and I want to hop around, but I have to sit still instead? I have so much energy. Look at his backpack. Oh, wow. He's hopping around. And finally the teacher says, time out. So here's the sloth again. So yeah, I've already been busy traveling toward the bus stop for 20 minutes, and I'm at my front door. I should really learn how to ride a bike. Sheesh. Remember, he's afraid he's going to be too slow. And the snake says, bye-bye backpack. Sniff. He's crying. Bye-bye lunch. Sniff. Bye-bye art supplies. And then the bear's trying to get there and says, I'm exhausted. Aren't I supposed to be hibernating right now? And then the rabbit, I can't stop hopping so much energy, can't stop hopping so much energy, can't stop hopping so much. Are any of you like that, like the rabbit? Be honest. Raise your hand or shout it out. The bear, my eyelids won't stop closing. The sloth, I'm almost to the sidewalk. I can do this. Just a few more blocks to go. Yes, feel the burn. And the kangaroo, right now my mom and I would be reading a book together and drinking hot chocolate with marshmallows. Do buses have hot chocolate? Oh, they're still worried. So much anxiety. Oh, they're all sighing at the same time. Oh, I hope their day goes fine, just well. Just peachy. They're on the bus. Sigh. They're waiting for the teacher to come in the room. Sigh. You think it's going to be as terrible as what they're imagining it to be? Gulp. Here comes the teacher. Oh, the teacher is a little ball that rolls in the room. Excuse me, the mole says to the mouse. Do you know what that rock is doing up there? Do you think that's a rock? What do you think that is? Is that an animal? If so, what kind? Any ideas? Hello, anybody home? Maybe it's sleeping, said the bear. I mean, I get it. The bear's name is Mr. Sherwood. Oh, yes. Good morning, everybody. I'm your teacher, Mr. Sherwood. And that cracks me up because at Franklin County Middle School in 6th grade, those greyhounds have a social studies teacher named Mr. Sherwood. Whoa, did that rock just start talking? It's a talking rock. I'm no rock. As you'll see, once I'm unfurled, I'm actually an armadillo. That's what I thought. Did any of you think armadillo? Yay! But I think I'm going to remain in this ball shape, at least for a little bit. That's sort of how I roll, no pun intended, when I'm nervous. You're nervous? But we're nervous. You think it's possible that teachers get nervous on the first day of school? They do. I have a little bit they want everything to go fine just like the students do. Oh my goodness, so he's going to admit, yes, well, yes, I feel a little bit silly about this, but I have plenty to be nervous about. The truth is, I'm rather forgetful. What if I can't remember all of your names? What if I forget the last thing I said? What if I can't recall where I put the chalk? So many worries and concerns for them, too. They're thinking about, like, wow, I never thought about that the teacher might be a little worried and nervous. Don't worry, Mr. Sherwood, says the mouse. I may be a tiny mouse, but I have the memory of an elephant, and I'll help you remember our names using a mnemonic device. A mnemonic device is just a trick to help you remember things. What's his trick? What's your trick, mouse? For example, my name is Chauncey, and I like cheese. See how that works? Oh, the students can learn each other's names, and the teacher can too. And the parrot says, and I'll repeat everything you say, even when you don't want me to. See how that works? See how that works? And the snake says, and I'll be on chalk duty. Look, he can use his little tail to grip the chalk. Isn't that neat? Mr. Sherwood, you have to come out of that ball. I'm so excited about everything. You have to teach us. I can barely contain myself. One thing I didn't ask, how about energy? How many of you like to jump around like the rabbit? And sometimes it's so hard to keep that energy in and to focus and listen. Listen, Mr. Sherwood, I know how you feel, says the kangaroo. It feels safer in the pouch, ball, but we're all in this together. Yes, I suppose you're right. Thank you, everybody. I'm feeling much better already. Now, how about that mnemonic device? Charlie, was it? Oh, so it's time for him to make sure he knows all the students' names and match names to faces. My name is Nellie, says the bear. Nellie and I like naps. You can share my textbook. Oh, she's opened up the page for the snake. And look, the armadillo is moving up the mole to the front of the room so that he can see the chalkboard. And he can learn 2 + 2 = 4. And there's the rabbit reading, and the snake is now helping out the mouse reach the pencil sharpeners. They helped each other, didn't they? And then before they know it, it's lunchtime. Yay, they're having lunch, munching on everything, enjoying the tasty treats. Mole says, the teacher let me sit in the front row and the chalkboard was clear. And the mouse says, I just saw a hummingbird. He's the same size as me. I somehow managed to stay awake so far. I guess my backpack wasn't all that important. I sat still at least for a little while, and now it's recess, so I can run around a lot. How many of you love recess? That's what I thought. Being out of the patch isn't so scary after all. Being out of the patch isn't so scary after all. Being out of the patch isn't so scary after all. So yeah, Parrot does repeat them. He ended up doing that. I taught my first class and it went pretty well. Nice. Oh, looks like it's time to pack up and go home. We did it! Nice! Look at their bus ride home. And look, they're hopping off or slithering off to get back home. Wait a minute, I haven't seen Sloth. I didn't see Sloth on the bus. I didn't see Sloth at school. Am I late? Yeah, well, there's always tomorrow. And I have an idea. They need to help out Sloth, don't they? He didn't get there. They need to make sure he gets to school on time. The next day, look what he's doing. Whee! Would that be a fun ride? He thinks it is. Snake's going to make sure he gets to school. Would any of you ride on the back of a snake? I'm not raising my hand on that one. I got to tell you, I would pass on that one. And then the mole says, I love this part. So he's finished the book too. We finished the book. And yay, it looks like they had a great day after all. I want to know what you think about this. What are your thoughts? Do you like the book? Which book did you like better than the others? I can't wait to hear from all of you. I hope you all take care. It's great to see you. Have a wonderful day, Greyhounds. Bye bye. See you later. Oh, one last thing. Don't forget to email me. I would love it. Bye, everyone.